everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna, and today we are going to do a budget with me for our second paycheck of February. So let's get into it. So right quick, I'm going to go through my February calendar and just see what has already been paid. So we have paid AT&T, we have paid State Farm, Hulu has come out, we made our first payment towards Best Buy, Tithe came out, we've sent a check for our preschool for first 2 weeks, Spotify, rent, gym membership. I have a subscription that comes out on the 15th. That technically hasn't been paid. It's on our credit card, but it will be paid with this check actually. So basically for this budget with me, we're focusing on our last 2 weeks of February and then the first week of March. So if you're new here, our truck payment actually comes out on the 28th, but I typically pay it within the first 2 weeks because I like to transfer it with our rent payment. But this time I did split it this month, so we will have a small payment for that. So I'm just going to take this out and I'm going to go back to our February calendar and just move this up a little bit. So what we're working with today is going to be $41.95. And this says monthly, but it's actually paycheck number 2, and we will receive it on 2/23. So the way I like to do these, I split it by category, and the first thing we're going to want to pay is our bills. So for this check, first thing we're going to put down is tithe, and that will be $365. Next, we're going to have Frontier. And that is $85. We'll have Netflix, which is $13. We'll have Comp International, which is $50. We'll have AT&T, which is $251, and this starts our March bills. And then our car insurance for $300. Then I'm going to put bills continued and put truck, and that is $250. So our payment is typically $600. I transferred the other, was that $350 already with our rent payment, so we only need to transfer another $250 to cover the truck. And so let's add these together. And that's 13, 14. Let's double check that. Oh, I forgot preschool. Yep. Let's do this. That's 260. Okay. I thought that looked a little light, so. $1,574. And we're going to put remaining. So $41.95 minus $1,574 is $26.21. So next we're going to do variable spending. And for our variable spending, I typically do $150 for groceries per week. But since this is our second paycheck of the month, we're also going to be paying off charges from the previous first 2 weeks. So these amounts are going to be higher than we typically spend. So for groceries, I'm going to budget $750. And that's going to include eating out also. And then gas, I'm going to put $150. And then household is $711. So that total is $1611. So let's take $26.21 minus $16.11. We've got $1,010 left over. So our next category is debt. And I am hoping we can pay this Best Buy off. Right now the balance is $350. So $300 is for our debt that we had, and then $50 is for an annual renewal we had for I think it was for security on our laptop, and so that hit. So we're going to pay the whole balance off. So I'm hoping we can pay this off this month. So we are budgeting in, but that's if we don't go over our variable expenses. So from the 1010, we are going to subtract the 350, which leaves us with 660 left. Okay. And so next will be our savings goals. So first off, we're going to save for taxes, which this is probably our second to last check we will be saving for taxes, because my husband got a job. So he actually started on Monday. And so we should be back to our normal or our previous income, and we will be removing the unemployment benefits. Sorry, my mind totally spaced out on that. Okay, so first is taxes, and then we're saving for a 10K savings challenge. And that is $380. And then we have 2 high yield savings accounts that I just call high yield savings 1 and high yield savings 2. One is for our son and one is for our house down payment. Those just get $50 each automatically deposited after my check. And then I'm just going to put sinking funds. That's going to be the last 100. And it's basically going to be for Christmas. So when my husband starts getting his new checks coming in, we will probably have to revisit our sinking funds. I've been kind of playing around with them, and I have so many things I want to save for. So it's looking a little overwhelming, but maybe we will do a separate video on looking at our sinking funds and what we want to prioritize with that. So in this last category, I just like to do basically an overall picture. So for our income, we are expecting $41.95, and that does include some other income. I sold a leather wallet on Facebook, and so that brought in some additional income for that. And then our bills total was $26.21. Our variable expenses totaled $16.11. Our debt totaled $350. And then our savings totaled $660. So let's see if this comes out as a zero-based budget. So $41.95. Oh, I messed up somewhere. Okay, what did I do wrong? Oh, so I always mess this up. One of these days we're going to get a perfect paper. Maybe, maybe not. So our bills total actually was $15.74. I was writing down our remaining, so perfect. There we go. So now we have a zero-based budget. Okay, so next I am going to show y'all the breakdown for our savings, but I am not going to go to the bank. I am going to be using the cash I have on hand. My husband and I did some spending, and so we will be pulling out of our cash envelopes. And then I am thinking about taking that 10K savings challenge money to the bank. And so I may just use the cash I have in my envelopes and then the money that's going to deposit into the bank, I will just put into savings. So we're saving $660 this check. $100 of that is going to be the high yield savings accounts, and so that's going to stay in the banks. So technically we just need to pull $560. So for taxes, we want to save $80, and so that would be a $50, a $20, and a $10. Our 10K savings challenge, we want to save $380, so that would be 3 100s, a 50, a 20, and a 10. And then we have, for sinking funds, I just put 100, but that is going to go towards Christmas. And so that would be 100. And so now, let's go down here to the bottom. Zoom you out a little bit. So we have 4 100s, which would be 400. We have 2 50s, which would be 500, 2 20s, which would be 40, and 2 10s, which would be, so 5, 40, oh wait, 2 10s would be 60. So 4, 5, and 60. Okay, so that is it for today's video. I will do a cash stuffing video after this one, and so y'all can see how I stuff our sinking funds and our savings challenges. So stay tuned for that. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.